How's everybody today? Good?
There you go.
Hey guys.
Hello, everybody.
Here we are.
All right.
In Toronto.
Selfie time. Selfie time.
Oh, you gotta get the selfie.
Thanks.
You gotta do the social.
Oh, we're doing that right now?
Yeah, just
You're
us,
so
I guess.
good at that.
Just block the light.
Oh, it's holding my breath. Whew. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
It's Morphin time, yeah! All right, guys.
Now, we want to get to as many of your questions as we can. I've got a few to start us off with, get things going. We have a microphone that's being set up right here in the center aisle. Look at you two. This is why they showed up in the new movie, because they work so
check
together.
It out. Watch what I learned.
It's his process. I'm Canadian now. Process.
Honestly, some of your best work.
Scene.
And if you blink, you'll miss us.
That's some hardcore Lee Strasberg level stuff.
Thanks. And Amy called out the director. The fan wasn't going on. It's true. The fan, remember? Yep.
What happened? The fan?
Something.
I don't remember. It's like, where's the fan? We need the fan.
Oh,
anyway.
no. We have a translator. They make me so stressed out because I talk so fast. So I'll have to slow down. Okay. Sloth movement.
He's a real jokester, this guy right here.
Well, to start things off with, the two of you in particular.
Should we
yeah,
start?
Why not? Have we started yet? Now let's,
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, is this the show? This is the show.
Yes.
This is it.
So
We're
the two of you in a cast that did a lot of work together, the two of you worked together a whole lot. Something that people often ask people that worked on the same set for a few years together is, oh, what are some pranks that happened behind the scene? Oh, what's some of the drama that was going on? I gather that the set was very much more of kind of a family of young actors making their way in the business and maybe getting into a little bit of trouble along the way.
Maybe a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It was everybody's first acting gig, really. We were all, it was like all our break. So we were quite green, I must say.
Thank you.
Oh, well.
Thank you.
I
was green.
I didn't even mean to do that. Yeah, so there was a lot of learning curve, I think, for everybody through those first 2 years, at least. That was quite interesting to figure out how to be on set, to how to, like the dynamics of from the crew to hitting marks, learning how to act a little bit. Like it was a big learning curve for everybody, don't you think?
I think so. Amy's always been a professional actor. For me, I had to learn not to punch people in real life. That was a serious thing. It's true. Like I was hitting putties and they were like, oh man, can you lighten up on us? And so I had to learn Hollywood Kung Fu. Hollywood Kung Fu! Try to translate that.
When you're so used to striking your targets, pulling your punches, I mean, it really is a big effort.
I'm telling you, the real fighting is not good for TV. Like punching straight is what you need to do.
Yeah, you can't grab it with the camera.
You have to whoosh.
Besides hitting them and hurting them.
Yeah, if you did that in real life, if I did this in real life in a fight, I'd get beat up. But like punching straight. So I had to learn, for me, that was the biggest thing I had to learn too. And of course, it's just we're superheroes, I guess, in the spandex and all that stuff. But we did a lot of good things, charity events too. I remember doing a lot of charity events. It was heart-wrenching at that time, just going to the hospitals and meeting kids. And I remember that. It was good. It was, the good stuff, and sometimes it was hard to do that for me, and I know for you too, because we used to choke up and be like, oh, I can't let these little kids see a tear in my eye. I'm hardcore. I'm gangster. It's morphin' time.
I mean, when you're having to be strong for a kid who is being strong in ways that, I mean, it's difficult to put into words in one of these hospitals. Yeah. I mean, what was the first one of those kinds of trips like for you? Seeing fans that love you guys so much when you're that new to acting, I mean, it's got to be overwhelming.
For me, at the time, I think it was all such a blur and a whirlwind of what was going on, and we were shooting. Like, like so many hours a day, and then it got on the air, and none of it really, I didn't understand the impact that it was having on children really until the last 5 years when I started coming to these conventions and meeting people and hearing their stories and having them tell me how much Power Rangers, my character, other characters really helped them through difficult times. And that, it's only in the last 5 years that I've realized the impact that the show had on people. At the time, it was like my college. I was just partying and trying to make a TV show wearing pink spandex on national television.
That's true. I think we're just young, and we did public service announcements and stuff like that. And I would tell the little kids, and you guys are all grown up now, some of the stuff that we taught through television, you all remember now. So you're like, remember that public service announcement? And we're like, which one? We've done a lot, but you guys caught on to little things that you won't appreciate until like 20 years later. So when you teach a kid something like, always say I can, they might not realize it, but when they're like 25, 28, they say, hey, you taught me to always say I can. And I think that's what we see now is how it's changed lives, literally. You know what I mean? And it makes us feel good to hear those stories,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I had no idea the impact that it was having on people.
And remember
cool.
when you're all, sorry, I have ADD. Remember when you all little kids and all the boys, and then she broke up with me. Remember how you cried? Remember? Remember how emotional that was? Gangster. It's Morphin time.
Now, there are a lot of people in this audience who saw the show in its original run as kids, some kids coming up with the show now. I'm curious about what the two of you were fans of when you were kids. What were you into the way that people here in this room are into Power Rangers? Was it a cartoon? Was it a kid's show? Was it the theater? Was it music? What was your thing? What were you a big fan of?
Cartoons, animes.
Hey, that's her question.
I remember really loving Julia Roberts. And I loved Julia Roberts' movies. And she inspired me to want to become an actress. And then, that's what I remember for myself.
Yeah.
And the Flintstones.
I remember I pulled up set in a limo and she had flowers. She's like, oh, this is like the Pretty Man movie. I was like, no, whatever, Pretty Woman movie.
The Pretty Man.
Pretty Man. Obviously, I was not.
Obviously, focusing a lot more on Richard Gere than Julia Roberts.
Oh my God. Okay. Growing up, man, I was in karate my whole entire life. My instructor, Sensei Chris Casamassa, he played Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie. And I was in a karate school that was just kind of a Hollywood school. I remember he did stuff on Karate Kid, like a stunt, like fell off a bike. I was like, oh my God, you're so awesome. Can I have your autograph? Just growing up, I think I did karate a lot. Bruce Lee, I used to watch him. I loved Van Damme. I loved Seagal. Van Damme, I love him. Now, no, I'm just kidding. Let's not start. But no, I love those kind of movies. But other than that, we're busy working. I'm still not a television guy. I don't, sit down and watch a lot of television because I'm super busy and the social media nowadays and stuff. But
I'm gearing up to direct my second feature film in November. It's called Tammy's Always Dying. And I have been like immersing myself in film. And I've watched so many movies in the last 2 months that I feel like I'm catching up on so much stuff that I hadn't seen.
So when you watch movies, like as a producer and director, are you watching like specific shots? Or
Yeah, a lot of it. I'm watching different actors, different DPs, and the work that they've done that potentially might shoot this movie, watching styles and how a movie is shot and sort of figuring out. Learning. Every time I'm watching, I'm like, I have a notebook with me and I'm like, I love it.
I wonder that stuff too. When you guys watch a movie, because we were in the series, so there's a lot of stuff that we see that are like, oh yeah, that does work. That you guys don't know how we filmed it. Just, monster steps, we got to go way in the back, things I didn't understand, so it all comes together. But I was wondering with that too, there's a different movie style of movies, and just seeing different styles, I guess.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, it's all pretty much the same thing, right? Like, every TV show, every film, everything, it's a machine, and there's a way that it moves and a way that it works, and it's a collaboration, right? And so there's so many departments that are making the thing work and move, and everybody has to be talented at their job, and everybody has to be allowed to do their job and do their job well. And I think every set is that, right? The ultimate thing that you're creating might be different, but it's the same machine that it's all the same different departments and jobs and stuff. I'm fascinated and love it. So in the last 5 years, I've transitioned from acting into writing and directing, and as you can tell, I'm really passionate about it. I love it.
Directing's cool. I mean, she does a really good job at it. And you're saying everything's the same, but I think it's the message that's being delivered to the audience in the directing way and the understanding of a storytelling. You know what I mean? And I think that's, even with Power Rangers, I know crazy as it sounds, it did have that cheesy look and the colors and the karate and the bright colors and the love story and the girl who broke up with me. You know, it had all that
terrible.
stuff.
She broke your heart. I'm still not over it.
I'm over it. I was like, gangster, maybe we should go to a question.
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh, okay.
That was part of the scene, but
I guess.
you know.
All right, fine. Let's go take your question. I don't know. Sorry.
I've got a couple more for you guys, and then I'll stop being selfish and hand it over to you. Now, both of you have a background in two different disciplines that this is rare, that I have experience in. Amy Jo, as a gymnast, I wonder if on the set of Power Rangers you experienced remotely the kinds of injuries that you may have sustained as a gymnast yourself, or if the set was actually, you know, relatively, they weren't asking you to do a bunch of crazy stuff.
There were no rules or laws. I think I really only got the role of Kimberly because I was a gymnast, and so that definitely came into play in creating, like, choreographing and making the fight scenes and stuff, is me using my gymnastics and then me faking my karate with the help of actual real experts sort of showing me what to do and making, like, this mixture of it. But as you get up, being a gymnast, it's super tough on your body as a kid. And so even in my early 20s, when I was doing Power Rangers, I could already feel that. Yeah. I do a lot of yoga now, which has helped a lot of those injuries. But it's an amazing sport for discipline and making goals and learning how to go get them. But it's a super hard sport on your body. Would
you say that experience of being on the Power Rangers set, that's informed you as a director in terms of how you deal with actors and maybe the way that you advise, you know, actors coming up?
I think 20 years of being on every set that I was on. So I did Power Rangers and then some movies, and then I did a series called Felicity and then Flashpoint, and all of that, every job, you're just, you know, soaking in new information and growing as an actress. The more I would grow as an actress, the more I learned just being on a set. But yes, it definitely was my background and my training, and the biggest learning curve for myself in the last 5 years has been what happens before you go to camera, like all the prep and all the getting it created, and then what happens once we wrap, and that's like the editing and the light, you know, the color and the sound and the music and all that stuff. That's been like, the biggest learning curve for me.
There's a lot that goes into a film that, you know, obviously she's learning. But I will say this, Amy was great. I don't think, I was hired for my karate, but there's a little more than that, I think. You know, charisma, your looks, you had like everything that was like perfect in a package. And you did, I'm saying, and you did gymnastics. I mean, just imagine if you were super ugly and you did a flip, they're not gonna hire you. You're hired. No, I'm just kidding. But the truth is, it's the, you know, when I think of that too, my killed karate audition. Nobody in that audition would touch the karate because everyone's an actor, so they're like, yes, I can do this, I can do that. But I think it definitely was a combination. And one thing I learned, I believe, is that you can't really teach someone how to have charisma. You know, you might see someone and there's a diamond in the rough and you say, I see something in this guy. We just got to shape him up a little bit. There's a diamond in the rough, and then you polish it.
So true. I find that, like, with casting and stuff, if a person can be a really great actor, but if they're sort of a boring person in real life and don't have like something sort of special about them, the camera won't capture anything. Then it's just a boring acting. I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with personality.
So I guess you can't teach someone how to have charisma, you know. And so I mean, that was the thing. But for karate, for me, yeah, it was different. Just learning the different moves and pulling my punches and things like that. But other than that, injuries, I was just talking today about injuries, shoulders. I mean, everything starts coming out, you know, like literally I've been really hard on my body. I'll be 45 next week, I think on the 4th, yeah? I don't even know.
And he doesn't look it, does he, everybody?
Well, yeah, it stinks. But anyway, you know, just I think upkeeping your body is important, you know, and believe it or not, being on these kind of tours, I've had more injuries signing autographs, carpal tunnel, and other stuff. Like I will, yeah, like I stretched the other day, and
I have this bump right here.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
real.
I think it's from being on my computer, but.
No, a carpal tunnel does like trigger your, you know, your muscles and all that. Went to the doctor, and he don't even know who I am or what I do. He says, yeah, you got carpal tunnel that's triggering here. And the other day I was at home. No, what I'm saying is that you got to keep. That's why the fitness thing. I always try to train.
How do you train that?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. That did not just happen.
Yeah.
So Amy, yeah, there are kids in the room, Amy.
Well,
I think
she
thought
their head.
Yeah, I think she thought we were coming into the
I didn't
18 plus Power Rangers Q&A.
Honestly,
no, it was an honest, true question that she asked sometimes, and put yourself in the middle. I've known her for a long time to ask a question. I'm like, Amy, she's like, oh yeah, that didn't sound right, did it? I'm like, no, probably not. But no, just trying to upkeep your body and running and training and stuff like that. And I'll answer all the questions now for Amy. If you have anything, let her whisper in my ear first, and then I'll let you know.
So one last thing for you, Jason. As a martial artist myself, one of the things that I've really loved studying Jeet Kune Do and just kind of geeking out about all the various different forms that are out there. You were watching Bruce Lee movies, you know, you're watching Jean-Claude Van Damme movies with Savat and other forms of non-karate martial arts. Yeah. Were there any in particular beyond karate that you became a big fan of or that you feel like you learned a lot from, or did you really stick to the one discipline?
I'm a American blend. When I first started karate, I did everything from weapons, the samurai sword, to the, you know, kung fu, to savat, to trapping hands. I did a little bit of everything, and I realized that that's kind of.
Muay Thai?
Yeah, it's right on my hand. See.
Oh, I didn't
so
even
when you
know
bow,
that.
no, when you
You
bow
really
and
did
say,
do it.
and you bow and say Swati Cup, I was thinking I want to get a tattoo on my hands. What should I say? I should have got my website, but I did get Muay Thai. But yeah, do a little bit of everything, and I was a big fan of Bruce Lee at the time. So I started my own system, Tosu Kundo, which means the way of the fighting fist. Got rid of all the organizations and testing fees, because Jordan's here now that runs one of my schools, and he can tell you, when there's a black belt test and it's 6 to 12 hours, I will show up. I'm not charging anyone. You need to earn your belt at my schools. And so that was one of the things I was proud of. But a blend of martial arts, I think, is the best. There's no one particular style that's better. You know what I mean? And when it comes to gymnastics, I didn't know anything. So like her and Dave helped me with gymnastics. So when you see me, my little girl Jenna, she does gymnastics. So I'll show her an episode. I'll be like, check this out. Round off, back tuck. And my form's like, you know, in the gymnastics. I didn't care as long as I flipped and did stuff. And she's like, do it now, Daddy. I'm like, I'm not going to bust it out right now, Jenna.
Can you?
I'm not going to bust it out. No, not right now.
Not
I'm
today.
old. I'm
Not
45. Stunt double. I'm just kidding. We didn't have any of that stuff. We did all of our stuff. In the first couple seasons, we did a lot of stuff. So when you talk about what kind of rules, is like, Amy, do this, flip, flip. Jason, hit this over here. Yeah, we don't need pads. We're fine, because we're going to see the pads on the ground. It was hardcore. It was hardcore one-on-one. Learn how to be a stuntman, actor, fighter, and learn to work hard and have discipline. We worked really, really hard on that set. Mm-hmm. You know, and one thing, like I said, Amy learned. I was learning. I was always watching certain things of production and just trying to, you know, to learn, because we had a lot of downtime. I didn't want to get in trouble, so I had to stay busy.
Now, I think we're going to go with audience questions, but if I can break the rules a little bit, is there a kid in line? Are there any kids in line to ask a question? Who's the first kid in line to ask a question?
They're all a bunch
Now,
of big
you two,
kids.
there we go. Okay, this guy, you're too well dressed for people. Here, come on up on stage, because I can't see you very well from over there. I want everybody to see you. Come on up. Come on up. Take my job.
Wow, there we go.
Yeah, what's your question, sir? You're taking over.
Yeah, he is. He's like, dang.
Do
what's up,
either
buddy?
of you want to be on a full-time another season? Like full-time?
Full-time other season? I don't know. I mean, I like being Tommy. I like doing the Power Ranger stuff. Tommy's getting a little older. You know what I mean? I like, I don't want to be like, it's Morphin. Oh, my back. My back. Amy fixed my back. It's Morphin time.
Change my diaper, Amy. Kimberly. It's payback for breaking up with me.
I don't know. Power Rangers and karate is fun, you know. And Amy's got a lot of things. She's doing movies and all that stuff. But
I
we'll
don't know
always
if I
be-
could put on the spandex again.
We'll
That
always
would
be superheroes.
be horrifying, actually.
I mean, you wore the spandex the other night. I thought that was fine. Guys, give me 5. You take over.
What's your name?
Rio.
Let's hear it for Rio, everybody.
Yo.
Let me help you down.
Front flip down, dude. All right.
I was going to help him down. He wasn't having any of it. He was like, I trained for this. My whole life, my whole young life, I trained for this.
He's awesome.
That was great. All right. Now to the line. Go for it.
What was your favorite Power Rangers moment?
Favorite moment?
I mean, obviously, when Tommy shows up the first time.
Yeah, I mean, turning into the White Ranger was cool. It was something different. You know, it was, I mean, it's still spandex, still has a shield, but it was definitely different. Because I was supposed to go to another show, and then I came back, and it was a real high-rated show at that time. You know, and the ratings were great, and it just was something new. It was cool, you know, being the White Ranger. Spandex still felt like spandex, though, and my clothes just turned to white. We had to wear the same colors. We're like, do we have to? Yes, you do.
I think for me, I really loved doing the episodes where I got to either like power punks or switching places or something where I got to play
brains,
as
you
an
mean.
actor and kind of try and act a little bit. That was fun for me.
Thanks.
Yep.
That kind of acting is a lot harder, I think. Some of the lines we had was like, oh, really? How are we going to try to make that? That's why sometimes people see Power
hard.
Rangers.
It was easier once I had something to grab onto.
Yeah.
Like I get to like be a power punk
Yeah,
or something.
people
or
think it's easy,
Be
but-
Rita, but it's like some of those lines, guys. I mean, you know.
But
you
you know-
know the show.
My brother played my brother on Zeo, so I got him to come to the show, and he played my brother. He was in 5 episodes. My brother was hardcore, you know. He was the gangster guy. I'm a BOG, and he had just a lot of charisma. And he was like, "Your job's easy, dude. It's easy. So you hit a mark and you say a line. Big deal. It's different." Because when you have all the cameras and the pressure, so he was like, I'll never forget, he'd stand and hit his line, it'd be like action, he'd be like, you're my brother? And I'll stand there and like, cut. I was like, why you sound like that, man? Like, and he was sweating, you know. He has the actor voice. Okay, let me try it one more time, man. Let me try it one more time. Hey, you're my brother? I was like, dude, like, yeah. And so he realized it was a lot harder than he thought. But you know how you have that, you know, the acting voice, right? You're talking to someone, it's like, action. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I thought that was funny. So, anyway.
It is funny.
You're my brother?
Go for it.
For Legacy of Power, after Turbo, how did you know about the parts you weren't there for?
How did you know about the parts that you weren't there for when you came back to the show? Was that a version of what you were asking there?
No, like in the Legacy of Power with the Quick Show, in the Legacy of Power, after the Turbo segment, with In Space to Ninja Storm,
Yeah,
how did you know about the parts you weren't there for?
We didn't see that stuff. I try to tell people that we were in it, so we didn't watch it. You know what I mean? Like, we created it to be inside of this Angel Grove and to be the actors. And for me, I didn't really see it. I mean, sometimes Jenna might watch here and there, but other than that, I didn't follow the season line. We just followed the script, right? And we worried about what we were doing at that time. Japanese footage, a lot of it that we didn't know, that was making sense of things, but we just trusted the director and the producer to produce something, and we'd be like, oh. So the table reads were this, that, battle, 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 grow, 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 Tommy help, Tommy help, Tommy help. Battle, 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 win, 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 hooray!
Not wrong.
Pretty much every episode.
I remember the pilot and getting the pilot and it's being aired and I got all my friends to like come. We sat in the living room and they played the pilot and then it finished and I was like, and they're like, well, good luck. Good luck with that, Amy Jo.
That was my brother's reaction too. And I think that was all Hollywood's reaction, right? Every reaction of like, so dumb, so silly. I remember seeing the Green Ranger, and green wasn't a popular color back then. You didn't see green cars, green shoes. Green just wasn't a color 25 years ago. but it still was like,
Well,
Green
it
was,
a
green
color.
was young in its
well,
life.
it was a color, I guess,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a common color where you can like dress in a suit and
It was like
shoes
you were
and
green with
cars.
envy. It was that, you know, it was an
Yeah.
envious color.
I mean, you could see green cars in the hood down there. It was cool. But then when I was the Green Ranger, it was something different, and then I wore all green. And that was it. So then green kind of grew on
It
me.
became a look.
And then she says, I'm green to this. Or whatever she said. Maybe we should move on, yes.
Hi, Jason. You've been in multiple anniversary episodes. Which one was the best experience for you, and which one did you think was the best episode?
Well, I mean, I thought Forever Red was a really cool thing because we've been away for a long time. They called us all up. Only thing I'm a little bummed about is Steve wasn't in it. All the other Red Rangers were. I didn't realize he wasn't in it until I was like, yeah, gosh, Steve wasn't in it. But Forever Red, I think Austin came back, so they shared the costumes and stuff or suits. But that was interesting for me because you have to remember, I was leading all the leaders of the show, and that was hard. Sometimes
There's a lot of ego.
Yeah, it was like, oh my gosh. I remember I was in there and I didn't know font, all those guys, and I was saying the Sea of Tranquility, and I kept saying Sea of Tranquility because I couldn't pronounce my words. Sometimes I get stuck on it, so I kept doing that, and I was thinking maybe the director won't know. It's Sea of Tranquility, and they're like, cut. And I'm thinking, oh, I'll move on, and they're like, one more time. So they're all laughing over there, and then finally I was like,
what a
hey,
jerks.
you all. Well, it's funny now because you all need to get out. Everybody need to get out. Sea of Tranquility. Finally pulled it off, and I said, what were you saying all those years? He goes, we were like saying, I thought I saw a putty cat. Sea of Tranquility. And I was like, yeah, that was going on. It made me more uncomfortable. But yeah, Forever Red was good, and Sea of Tranquility.
That must have been so
Sea of
hard with
Tranquility.
all the other Red Rangers.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure.
You're like, would you guys please keep it down? Am I going to have to like play my sword flute?
Definitely
and,
interesting doing that.
Call my friend to deal with you guys.
There's like can be an immaturity on a set or something, or not respectful. If you feel like someone's laughing at you, that's not cool.
That's why I kicked everybody out. It was all right now. Now it's funny. I thought I saw a putty cat.
Well,
Sea of Tranquility. Sea of Tranquility. Cut. Thank you, sir. I'll be here all night.
I'm sure there were no problems like that when this guy suddenly invaded your set, this new kid on the block at Angel Grove. What was it like when he joined the show? Was he a welcome addition to the show? Was he a troublemaker?
Oh, for sure. But no, you came in.
For sure what?
You
You
were.
said two questions. Were you good or were you a troublemaker? Oh, for sure.
Oh, I thought you were really fun. No, but you came in right away, right? Like we did the pilot, and then when we went to actually shoot the series,
I thought you all shot. Someone told me I joined you because Twee was the same audition. So you might have shot, but I wasn't in the episodes. But
the one pilot. But I remember you from the very beginning.
I wasn't in the pilot then.
But you were there and
the Yellow
around.
Ranger,
It was
yeah.
like, oh, this guy's
Then,
coming
yeah.
on. And
Me and Twee got hired on, and then I showed up to set, and I wasn't in a few episodes, so I kind of hung back and
yeah, but
watched a little bit.
Yeah, you still stayed
Yeah,
on set.
yeah,
It's like, who's that
yeah,
guy? He's gonna
yeah.
be shooting.
I'd be like, do, suckers. Oh, I got my own Zord. Oh, wait. Is that what I hear? My own song? Go. Oh, no, Green Ranger.
Do you remember when we had the big earthquake?
No, it's not that one. I'm saying, go, Green Ranger, go, yeah. No, go, Green Ranger, go. I'm talking about that one.
I don't know. Anyway, there was a big earthquake when we were just started shooting, and these producers were a little nutty. They had us come to. It was like the big earthquake
was
of
Rita.
'93 or '92, and they were like, we were like, we had to go to work. We all went to work, but there was no power or anything, and it was actually nice to have a place to go.
It was Rita. Oh, you Rangers! Earthquake! Oh no, battle, win. It's Morphin time. Gangsta OG about it.
I was wondering if I could do a quick morph with you guys. I'm a huge fan of the show, and it would just be a childhood dream.
We could do.
Morphin time.
Ready? On the count of three, we shout your favorite. What are you gonna say?
Well, I was thinking you can do yours.
Well, we can't. We got a lot of people. We only got a certain people. So you can shout it from there. Your
All
favorite
right.
Zord on the count of three.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Triceratops.
Crane.
Perfect.
Yes, correct, Amy. That was a Zord. That was a Zord at one time.
That's right. We were morphing in Ecuador. Someone asked that, and Paul Schreier was there, and Jason Narvi, and I did my morphing thing, and then Narvi was Walter, and he's like, Mastodon. And then Paul was like, skinny white chick. He was being used. So funny. Anyway. Good one.
So I was going to ask, a couple weeks ago you posted a picture of your daughter saying next Green Ranger. And if she were to be an actor and be a Power Ranger, would you want her to be Tommy's daughter? And who would be her mom? Clearly it wouldn't be Kim.
I don't know about, I would probably want her to be her own identity. If she wanted to be a Pink Ranger, cool. It's definitely a learning ground for her. And that's what she knows. I'm like, you want to learn the industry, you got to hustle and work hard. And that's what I would do, only for a season. But I would put her in there at 18 just to see what it's like, because it's a hard set to work on still. And, but you learn a lot. You know what I mean? You learn a lot. You don't get pampered. There's no, like, we didn't have stunt double stand-ins. We learned a lot. And then things grew, and then that happened. But other than that, when you learning, I would want her to do it. But I think I'm already established in the episode to have JJ as a son and not a girl. But yeah. I told her she's got to keep training. She does gymnastics really, really good. But she's looking older. That's the problem. You know, I mean, she's 15. She looks like she's 20-something. I walk around.
These kids these days, I tell you.
Gosh, they look so much older.
Thank you.
She is Tommy's daughter in real life.
So she did get that gig, so.
Yeah, she got that gig.
Hi, Amy, it's good to see you again. And Jason, welcome to Toronto.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be here. Past the border.
Yeah, I'm not here with the question, but I did want to show my appreciation for all the good that you have done. So I have a gift for you. With this, you could use this for any other fan in need.
Oh, thank you.
It's an unopened.
Are you giving that to me?
Yep, I'm gonna give that to you.
Come up here and let me see it.
Yeah, bring it up. Giving away free stuff. I mean, everybody likes you now.
See that water?
What do we got here? Whoa. I know what this is. This is unopened, completely pristine.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Power Rangers, the movie, White Ranger figure. Look at that.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate
it. Look at
that.
Yeah, this room, you guys know what this is worth.
Thank you.
Man alive. That right there will fetch a pretty penny in some sort of charity auction or something like that.
It says $4.99. You see, let me tell you something. All right? That was originally $19.99, and we half cut, and now it's on sale for $4.99. Good luck buying that for $4.99. That's what I'm saying. The industry didn't believe in us.
$4.99 moved the decimal point.
It didn't believe it. It's like, oh, half price now. Now, half price, suckers.
Yeah.
Like, can you buy this for $4.99?
$499. How about that?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Very nice of you. Thank you. Amy wants to know where hers is. Hey, buddy. Hey, where's hers? Did you get her one? Okay. All right. No problem, bud. We appreciate you.
Match set. They're telling me we got about 5 minutes left. I think we can rapid fire through a few of these. You guys think we can do it?
Just with one word.
Yes, so. So my name's Long, and I really love your series so much. And I know that you two are the best reunion of Power Rangers history. You are the legendary Rangers after all. Like, you team up the Megaforce and team up a lot of series I watch on YouTube videos. And the question is, do you think Amy Jo Johnson can join you Forces Evil in the future in this series? Or could be, just being normal life should exchange for something Saban to ask you to be the Power Ranger team up?
I want to go into her universe and her movies.
Yeah. I just really
Your voice is so cool. Did I just meet you at the table? Do you have you do
Long? That's Long, right?
Long Tendo Rangers. I'm voiceover.
Yeah, you do voiceovers. I can tell.
Yeah.
You've got a great voice.
Yeah. This is no message getting put across. It's Morphin time!
It's Morphin time!
Go, Megaforce!
Dragonzord!
Ha!
Ha!
Go, Power Rangers!
Power Rangers!
Don't you ever let go, Power Rangers! You will rise into the top! Rangers forever, 25th, all together, love! Power Rangers, 25 years! Power Rangers, legacy!
Long.
Only Fan Expo gives you a free concert along with your Q&A.
Wait. We get to be Simon now from the singing show.
I'm a performer. I'm a singing. I'm a song artist. I make covers, music videos. I mean,
Long. We got 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you're taking all.
They're gonna yank us off of the stage.
Thank you.
Tell you what.
I know why your name is Long.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, sick burn.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That
Long.
sick burn came at no
Long.
charge.
Don't worry.
You can still on YouTube, just Untitled Rangers. Just,
Oh, I'm on your YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Oh,
Untitled Rangers.
great. I just said that on your YouTube
My
channel. I'll
voiceover.
catch you to
Yeah.
confiscate your footage. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think we got time for one more, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll have something fun right here at the end. Go for it.
Little kids.
Over the years, have you ever talked to any of your Japanese counterparts and hear anything interesting or weird? How like the differences between how you guys filmed it and how they filmed it over there?
I know Amy probably hasn't met any Japanese parts. I did for the very first time Power Morphicon. Pretty trippy. He's like, hey, I'm you. I was like, oh, huh? What's this? What's going on, bud? Let's take a picture real quick. And she's like, oh, he's you. Like, you know, I was like,
Oh, I did meet somebody.
you did?
Pink, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Convention, yeah.
Definitely different. And yeah, we shared costumes, man. We didn't have custom helmets. It's true, right? We would get
The first season, yeah.
First season, we just share whatever they ate. I smelled it in the helmet. So I would go like this inside the helmet. Yeah, payback. But you couldn't see me, right? Because it was quiet. All you see is the Green Ranger go like this. But inside it was like. Here's your helmet back. Thanks for letting me use it. Thanks. Thank you. These two are my biggest fans. Thank you. Oh, yes.
So they're telling me we got to wrap things up, but I've got one to wrap us up that I think you guys will enjoy. Hardcore, super huge Power Rangers fans. You've been paying attention to Shattered Grid in the comics, yeah? Now, you guys find out about where the franchise has gone since you guys, you're informed. You're brought into the loop of, oh, this is what's happening. This is what is happening in these comic books.
Hey, guys, you're not leaving, are you? That's so bad right there. Okay, go ahead.
He's like, this guy will end up finishing by the time we get to the door.
Like,
It's a long
I thought
walk.
Shatner was here.
That's not William Shatner.
Trek yourself before you wreck yourself, fool.
This event in the comics, this Shattered Grid alternate reality thing that's going on, you know, I'm assuming that you have both heard about it. How did you hear about it? How was it explained to you what they've been doing with your much beloved characters in the comic books?
Well, you know Kyle is a director as well. So Kyle Higgins is a director, not just Power Ranger. And he's got a lot of movies that he's directing. So when I listen to him and Amy talk, a lot of directing stuff. Comic books, Boom Comics. A lot of, I think, actors haven't seen them. I shot a promo, me and Kyle, with the Shattered Grid. Good storyline, something different in the Power Rangers. Playing Lord Draken was cool. Evil character, different, older character, which was cool. But it's comics. Every part, you know, Hasbro has, you know, digital, and they have the comic books, and they have this and that. So it's good to see the Power Rangers venture out. Because I die in Shattered Grid in episode 25.
Spoiler alert.
It's already out, guys. Too bad. I should spoil you if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert. So yeah, and then, but yeah, that happens, and then, you know, and you have to read more about it. And then she was like, oh, you died. And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, she like kissed me, oh, Tommy. And I was like, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. I really did. Everyone's like, what are they talking about right now? But yeah, Kyle Higgins is the writer and director of it, Boom Comics, and it's been cool.
So to put a button on things, lots of fans have been coming up to you for years with things to sign, pieces of artwork, pieces of memorabilia, some of them set-used props. Who knows how these things get off of these sets and into people's hands? What are some of the coolest things that people have brought up to you at your tape?
That one's pretty cool.
That's how props are taken,
Somebody
my friend.
brought up the belt, my belt.
Oh.
Like my belt. And I was like, that's my belt. I wanted my belt back. But I thought that was a pretty cool thing to sign. That was my fave so
I have
far.
a lot of stuff. I have the shoes from the movie.
Do you?
Yeah, the boots. I got a lot of stuff. It just fell in my bag. I was like, what the
I
heck?
still have my little coin.
You do?
Fell in your bag. Yeah. I have my little coin, yeah.
It's my stuff, right? You say it was my belt. If you took your belt at that time, that person wouldn't have your belt. That's why I took my stuff. Thinking ahead.
Smart.
Any particularly cool stuff that people have brought up to you, Jason?
Oh, just a lot of different, original props. I have the original Dragon Dagger at home that I have that's like made like...
Now he's just bragging.
Yeah, it's true. But what's funny about it, the props made now are so much better. Even the kid has the better Saba than we had. You know what I mean? So back in the days, our suits for the movie...
They were like wooden and stuff, like
Yeah.
some of the props. They're actually
Foams
pretty
and-
cool. The
yeah.
original one,
Yeah,
like
the
that
original
belt and like some wooden things people bring out. It's like, They don't make them like that anymore.
No, and
Now it's all plastic.
The Power Ranger suits were made of rubber tires, not just EVA foam that's light. It was made of rubber tires.
They were really
that were super
heavy.
heavy
the
and
movie
sweaty.
suits.
I'm sure they smelled amazing.
And they didn't even look
Yeah, they were
as good
custom
as
made for me. They smelled great. I didn't have to share, so I didn't sneeze. I was like,
I didn't think the movie suits looked quite as good as just the regular old spandex. Right? There was kind of like a bizarre
6
look.
people clapped.
You guys agree?
Yeah, but
And
they
just
did
kinda
have
looks
us take the visors out. And we
I like
wasted
the
all
new
that.
movies
Yeah, the new movie
suits. I thought
are good.
those were really.
But remember, they had the
sleek.
visors out, and we're filming downtown in Australia. We're like, dude, this is gonna get cut. They took the visors, the mouthpiece out. We filmed, then we had to go back and reshoot everything. So there was a lot of time, I think, wasted on a studio. Right, the new Delcia. Then we hired another Delcia and went back, and then we went overtime. So there was a lot of different things. But you know, overall, hey, we're here.
Now, the two of you here the rest of the weekend? Are you both here the rest of the weekend?
No, I think Amy's here only tomorrow. Or are you
You
here?
here all weekend?
I'm here all weekend. Yeah.
I asked you. You said you were just doing Thursday and Friday.
No. Why are you guys saying ooh? No, I'm here. I'm here for the whole weekend.
I asked you. You said, "Oh, I'm there Thursday and Friday."
Still fighting it. Yeah,
He is there Thursday and Friday and
because
Saturday
our
and Sunday.
Mom said he was going to bring you in Thursday, Friday. That's what he said. I thought you had. He said he was coming in Thursday, Friday.
Okay, anyway.
But join us. We've got a table next to us, so you could be here all week if you want. Because it's kind of the same thing, right? Like you're right next to each other. You got Pink Ranger stuff, Green Ranger stuff to sign, all that good stuff.
Now you got your phone up. You got something we need to do for you, Mr. You're taking a video
I'm
or
watching
something?
an episode of Power Rangers.
Oh, cool.
Thank you, kids.
All right, everybody, let's hear it one more time.
Are done.
Yeah, woo! Come on, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. Yeah!
Hello?
Oh, there we go.
Thanks for the toy. Peace out. Drop the mic. Boom.
All right, let's hear it one more time. Jason David Frank, Amy Jo Johnson, everybody.
Thank you for watching the Convention Junkies coverage of Fan Expo Canada 2018. Join the conversation below with a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe to see more. If you would like to help us with future projects, please visit our Patreon page.